We can no longer deny it. That amber warning light flashing all over the world. The environment is suffering because of our energy consumption. We're all looking for smarter ways to manage energy. Because buildings are huge energy consumers, and the bulk of that consumption is for heating and hot water, our sector has a great responsibility to innovate. Combining improved insulation with reusable energy and efficient heating and cooling technologies enables our buildings to emit up to 60% less CO2. The EU is making its contribution by imposing standards to save energy and consequently reduce consumption by 20% by 2020. The 20-20-20 plan sets 3 important climate objectives to be achieved by 2020. 20% fewer CO2 emissions, 20% of all energy to come from renewable sources, and 20% lower energy consumption. And rightly so, because with a perfect energy balance, a modern house uses less than 1/10 of what was possible 30 years ago. Modern heating technologies and renewable energy are crucial in order to achieve the ambitious objectives. To obtain the full benefits, these new methods need low-temperature systems. That's where the green heat of Stelrad ECO Radiators comes in. The Stelrad ECO Radiator gets the maximum out of energy, limits the CO2 emission to a minimum, and delivers even more comfort. Unlike traditional radiators, the water flows into the radiator in a unique and direct way. It heats the front panel first, then the back panel. As a result, the radiator heats up faster and emits more radiant heat, making you feel more comfortable, particularly with low-temperature systems. Moreover, less energy is lost into the wall. With its patented technology, the ECO Radiator offers you a range of benefits. A lower energy bill by up to 10.5%. Up to 50% more radiant heat. Up to 53% higher average temperature in the front panel. An 8.8% fall in energy losses thanks to reduced emissions from the back panel. Energy savings of up to 6% thanks to the preset thermostatic valve. Up to 23% faster heating up. Continued warm comfort sensation with lower temperature systems. Controlled ISSO quality certification. In order to demonstrate these unique benefits, we're using this trial setup to compare the Stelrad ECO Radiator with a traditional radiator. This boiler heats the ECO Radiator and the traditional radiator at the same time. There's no difference at all between the supply and return pipes for the 2 radiators. There's a temperature sensor on each pipe for monitoring purposes. Both radiators are the same size, with preset valves appropriate to their dimensions. This way, they receive the same volume flow or charge. To be absolutely sure about this, there's a volume flow meter in each return pipe. There are 10 temperature sensors on each radiator, 5 on the front and 5 on the back, equally spaced and in the same positions on each radiator. The trial will show that the ECO radiator heats up faster and that the temperature is higher in the front panel than in the rear panel. We can show the difference in the feeling of comfort using an infrared camera. We start the trial and focus first of all on the front panel. You can immediately see that the ECO radiator heats up much faster. After just 120 seconds, the front panel of the ECO radiator is showing an average temperature of 43 degrees Celsius. A traditional radiator reaches an average temperature of 28 degrees Celsius at the same point, representing a difference of no less than 53% in favor of the ECO radiator. You can see that there continues to be a temperature difference between the front panels of these radiators. This difference is clearly perceptible in the radiated heat, which we can show using infrared images. The ECO radiator reaches the higher temperature thanks to a unique system with direct inflow of the hot water into the front panel. It is then directed upwards by the riser duct and evenly distributed among the other water channels. It then proceeds via the bottom water channel and the valve to the back panel, where it's distributed again. In a traditional radiator, the hot water is first led to the valve by a piping system, after which the volume flow is distributed equally between the front and back panels. If we look at the average temperature for the back panel, we find that it's always lower in the ECO radiator. After 180 seconds, for instance, it stands at 26.6 degrees Celsius, while the traditional radiator climbs above 35 degrees Celsius. This is a difference of more than 26% in favor of the ECO radiator. Even after stabilization, the temperature in the ECO radiator is significantly less than in the traditional radiator, 7% in this example. Furthermore, there's a significant difference between the average temperature of the front panel and that of the rear panel in the ECO radiator. In our trial, this is actually more than 12%. What we discover from this trial is that the ECO radiator, in comparison with the traditional radiator, has up to 53% higher average surface temperature in the front panel, up to 23% faster heat-up compared to a traditional radiator, an 8.8% fall in energy losses thanks to reduced emissions from the back panel, and up to 50% more radiant heat, so greater comfort and a lower return flow temperature. At Stelrad, the thermostatic valve is preset according to the dimensions and type of the ECO radiator. That way, the temperature and flow of supplied water will be utilized to its maximum. The factory preset thermostatic valve results in energy savings of up to 6%. Your radiator offers the highest performance, while your heating costs fall. Stelrad have also thought about your ease of installation. The supply pipe on every ECO radiator is on the left. Even more important, however, is that the valve can be mounted on either the right or left side of your ECO radiator without having to adjust the supply and return pipes. This means you can order the same radiator for right as well as left-hand side control. This approach offers advantages to everyone. Warehouses need less storage space. The installer doesn't need to order a separate left-hand version, and your customer gets faster service because every radiator is immediately available. Thanks to the ECO radiator's central connection coupling, the connection point is no longer determined by the length of your radiator, so all pipes can be installed before the dimensions of the radiator are known. Due to the 3/4-inch male thread Euroconus connection, you can connect the pipes directly to the ECO radiator without additional couplings. This reduces the risk of leaks and increases installation speed. The Stelrad ECO Radiator also has a half-inch female thread connection at the bottom right, suitable for the renovation market. Using the Stelrad installation template allows you to test the heating installation and the piping system without having to install the radiators. The ECO Radiator is perfectly suited for both individual and collective heating installations. It can be connected to a modulating gas or oil-fired boiler and can easily be combined with heat pumps, solar cells and biomass installations. With these new ECO Radiators, Stelrad are also working on improvements to delivery lead-in times. We have substantially extended the standard range, with choices of length, height and type. There are 352 different Novello ECO Radiators available from stock. Stelrad has developed the Hygiene ECO Radiator for environments in which hygiene and safety are of great importance, such as in hospitals, schools and nurseries, with a complete range of 254 different models. With the ECO Radiator, Stelrad has delivered a superb example of innovative technique. The ECO Radiator warms up to 23% faster. The front panel has a 53% higher temperature on average, producing up to 50% more radiant heat. The back of the radiator loses up to 8.8% less energy. Along with energy savings of up to 6%, thanks to the preset thermostatic valve, this technique leads to energy bills falling by up to 10.5%, as verified by the independent certification body Kiwa. This resulted in ISSO making the ECO Radiator the first and only radiator to be awarded an EPC certificate, according to NEN 7120. The performance of the Stelrad Novello ECO is groundbreaking as well. No other radiator gives you a stronger feeling of comfort, even in lower temperature systems. It's fully compatible with renewable energy sources while being particularly environmentally friendly. The Novello ECO Radiators offer you numerous other advantages. The ECO Radiator offers connection options for both renovation and new construction projects. It's easier to fit, and the preset thermostatic valve can be assembled either to the left or right. Reason enough to choose heat that goes green. We would be pleased to explain all the options to you at a demonstration at our development centre in Belgium.